this is Shantha here. And thanks for being with me on Wednesdays with Shantha so far. And thanks for showing all the love and affection. As we move forward, let us continue and unfold further more chapters of this book. This is Shantha here. So as I was reading the book, let's go through about what Dwani, Swara, Taalam and Nattuwangam is about. So I'm going to break this chapter into two videos. So let me welcome Ram to understand more about Dwani and Swara. Please welcome Ram.
Hey Shantha.
Hey.
Adding more to what we were talking, okay?
Yeah, so I've reached chapter 17 now. And I've gone through it, and this chapter I felt was the most interesting one. And while reading this chapter, I thought, have you ever thought about the quote where words fail but music speaks by Hans Christian Andersen?
So very, very interesting, right? This quote should resonate completely for the essence of Bharatanatyam, especially when you consider this concept called Dwani.
Dwani, yeah.
Very integral to Bharatanatyam because music and dance will go together, and that's very pivotal for a holistic experience. As you ask more, I can basically talk about it.
Yeah. So this Dwani word itself is quite fascinating, right? And how does this Dwani play a role in Bharatanatyam?
So if you look at sound, right?
Yeah.
Sound is in Sanskrit called as Dwani.
Dwani, yeah.
There is a very holistic connect with the divine, because sound and the influence of sound itself comes from nature. So a lot of it, when the dancer is responding to the way the sound is, she's actually going closer or paying homage to divinity itself. Mm-hmm. And we can explore more as you ask.
That's very interesting, Ram, and that's the reason I wanted to talk more about this. And what are these other techniques which are used to create Dwani?
So if you look at Dwani itself, right, it primarily is something which is going to implore the audience to understand how the dancer is responding to the music. So the meter of it, the volume of it, the tonality, those are the timbre, raga, and how they respond to it is something which is going to resonate with the audience. So that's one of those very, very high-end parts of it. It's a very short answer to a long question that you asked.
Yeah. And how is this, now that we know what Dwani is about, and how has it influenced Bharatanatyam over the time?
So there is a concept of, if you see the orchestra that accompanies the dancer, that is called the Nattuwangam. And I think there is one particular place we'll possibly chapter wise when we talk about it, you will find that is going to be the piece of it.
Okay.
So what literally happens is, when Dwani is basically created, that also adds some techniques to the hand gestures to it. So the response to music with the steps and the gestures is going to have an overreaching impact on the audience. So that's when it's just not just sound, or it's just not noise, it's rhythm played to particular meter for a particular timbre to get a tune, and that will also influence the impact on the audience.
Okay. Yeah, that's making me more curious. Can you explain these parameters a little more in detail?
Okay. Since you are a mother, you would know that when you had gone for your daughter's way the whole particular development of the fetus is, they used ultrasonic. Yeah. Right? Human ears cannot hear ultrasonic.
Yeah.
Similarly, if you think about bats, the way they convey, it's basically the ultrasonic. So human ears are trained to listen to or hear only between 20 hertz and 20,000 megahertz. Anything which is within this range, we can hear. What you're speaking now or what I'm speaking now, that's the way it is.
Okay.
So that's the first part of it. Okay. And then there is concept of, if you look at sound has multiple qualities to it. There's diction, volume, meter, rhythm. The way the whole particular pattern can fit into what would we call as an octave to make it a beautiful song. That would be the qualities.
Wow, that was very comprehensive. And now all of these scientific aspects of sound, how do they apply to Bharatanatyam?
Okay. Too many concepts to be answered in one. So very clearly, let's do this. So what happens is, there is a concept of a pitch. The pitch has a higher range and the lower range. And if you look at the way it is played with music, accompanied with instruments, the combination of the instruments will give you the pattern of how this will flow, and the sound itself is unique to different notes, right? So the point is, think about the mono and the stereo part of it, spatially how they are sounding. So this would also enhance how the audience perceives the way the song for which the dancer is taking the steps will change based on the pace, rhythm, force, and all of that will come together to create an impact.
Okay. So now that I'm quite clear about Dwani, I think readers can read the chapters little more to understand. There are some more concepts of Swara, Taalam and Nattuwangam which we will cover in the next video round.
Okay, I think this is possibly one of the most interesting chapters based
true.
on, so we should devote more time to it.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you, Ram.
So, you want to tell the readers to
Yes, of course. Please get into the chapter. We've just covered part of it in our video. So now that you know about Dwani, please read about it. Now we'll cover Swara and other concepts in the next video.